Tracey's Basement Geeky Collector Hunts brings you Flea Market Finds Fridays, where we hunt local flea markets for new finds for our collection.
Toys, comics, collectibles, maybe even a bit of nostalgia.
So stick around and see what we found in this week's haul, because you never know what you're going to find at the flea market.
My buddy Nick's here with his Jason masks. He's got a Predator Pennywise too, and that's pretty funny.
Check these out. That's super cool. Master Universe magazines. Always cool stuff you find at the flea market.
A lot of records showed up at this flea market all of a sudden. A lot of records. Maybe I'll have a look.
What even is this thing? I have no idea, but he's kind of awesome. Oh my god, you guys, check this out. It's a Predator made out of like coils and wire and stuff. That is bloody awesome. Okay, these Jurassic Park guys are really cool, but the guy wants way too much for them.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another Flea Market Finds Fridays.
Flea Market Finds Fridays, and we got a few toys this time. Some vintage toys. Beat up toys, so not the best quality for all of them, but we got some interesting picks. Not the biggest haul we've done, of course. Can't all be huge, can't all be small.
It all depends on what you find.
But I want to jump right into these. Found a bunch of beat up old vintage Masters of the Universe figures.
Pretty cool.
None of the major two or three characters, like no She-Ra, no He-Man, no Skeletor, no Hordak. It's all like just the villains and other
listers,
good guys and stuff. But I wanted to start out with some of them. Here's a guy everybody will recognize. There's Ram Man, a little bit discolored and beat up.
Missing a little bit of paint on his head there.
But
he's funny though.
Yeah. Got ourselves a classic Ram Man who still does the old short leg thing, the little launchers. We've got a Buzz Off. The best names, man. Masters of the Universe had the best names for stuff.
Names.
Best bad 80s names, man. I'd kill for a Stinkor right about now. But this is Buzz Off, unfortunately missing his wings. But of course,
you couldn't keep the wings on any toy from that era.
None of that era. You're always missing the wings if you find a toy from that era. But Buzz Off, man. Like only He-Man and stuff could get away with like, oh, what? We're dead ideas. What should we do? Make one of them a bee. That's how it worked back then. What can we do? Make one of them a bee. And I am amazed he's standing up on his own.
That's pretty amazing.
Because He-Man figures just don't do that. There's special stands you can buy now specifically designed for old He-Man toys that you can get. It's like a Kickstarter campaign it was, and they launched it. Very handy thing if you're into this stuff. I found two Man-E faces. Man-E faces because he switches his face around, right?
That's one of my favorite ones.
His head turns and he has different faces. So you've got Man-E faces. I'm trying to figure out which one is probably in better condition, and then I'll probably give the other one to a friend. I grabbed Evil-Lyn, who looks nothing like she does in the cartoons, but a lot of toy lines back then that started as toy lines, when they made the cartoons, they did look quite different. She always got that classic Simpsons vibe going on, eh?
She's so bright yellow. She's more yellow than the bee.
Yeah, and I've never been able to find her in good condition. This is probably the best condition I've ever found her in. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not willing to pay like crazy money for old vintage stuff. I'd rather just find these little things at the flea market and goof around in them. That's my style. But, of course, we've got a guy you know.
It's Trapjaw!
It's Trapjaw!
This one I do actually know, yes.
Yes.
I'm bad with the names.
Yeah, you know some of them. But
I watched the show as a kid, I just don't remember all
well, there
the
were
stuff,
so many weirdly goofy named He-Man villains.
Exactly.
So. But you can almost guess some of them, right? You just use their most distinguishing feature and then put a word with it. Like there was like Stinkor, there was Clawful, right? And I'm like Mossman. I mean, he's a man of moss. So
and
didn't even do a play on words on Mossman. He was just a man of moss. Swamp Thing was taken. And the last one is Too Bad. Because he's got two heads. So he's too bad. I love Masters of the Universe. This guy's in okay condition. He's got a little bit of paint run, but he's in fairly good condition.
His colors
for
are
a
actually
one.
still pretty nice and bright and clean.
So he's not bad. Like most of these guys are miscolored or beat up or missing parts. This guy's actually really good. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course they got all that spring-loaded action, rubber band action that the He-Man figures were known for. So very cool start. I'm pretty happy to have a bunch of He-Man toys now.
Not a bad group of a find there.
Yeah, and there were I think there were 3 for $5 in a bin, so I was like, I'm just gonna load up, and I got an extra one because he had one extra one there. So I think I did this by accident, but I don't care. I'll have 2. It's 3 for $5.
Exactly. I got another raptor. You can never have too many Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
You can never have too many dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are dope.
They are. And he's a little bit different of a one from the other one, so.
Yeah, he's a little bit
still
different from
Jurassic Park.
the other raptors we have in our collection, but very cool. I got Batman POGs. A bunch of Batman POGs here. I'm not gonna open them because, like I said, like when I get things sometimes like trading cards. Sometimes I like to wait because I might throw them in like a mystery box or giveaway box as a little joke gifts and stuff like that because I love having fun. I love little joke nostalgic gifts for people, and because you know Pogs, they were the biggest thing.
They were such a huge thing, and they're so dumb when you think about it.
They're so worthless. And like almost everything. That's I always laugh because almost everything that gets massively huge to almost a pop culture sensation like that ends up becoming absolutely worthless after a long run. And it usually peaks insanely high, and it's so popular, and then everybody's surprised when all of a sudden it dies. But that's the thing, things, they just die all of a sudden. Yeah, it's always sudden.
Flipping a switch.
It's always, and so you just gotta try to ride it out and get out while you can. You're trying to play the hot potato, hey? You want to be right at the edge, but then you want to be out just before it dies. And a lot of people had a lot of leftover Pogs. Just like a lot of leftover Beanie Babies and all that stuff. So when I find joke things like that for cheap, I love them. When people say licensing will always be worth, anything with licensing will be worth something, you just gotta look at Batman Pogs. This is the best find of the day, though.
Absolutely.
This is the most amazing find of the day. This is such a cheap piece of junk. I love it. It is a little stormtrooper in an AT-AT.
And it kind of walks.
Yeah. It's a little stormtrooper in an AT-AT. It sort of works. It sort of doesn't.
It's a little bit top heavy with the bobblehead part on the top, and one of the legs doesn't quite reach all the way. So.
It's a little bit wonky. It's getting up there in years.
But I mean, come on, look at it! That's amazing.
I got a little wind-up stormtrooper thing. This was the best 50-cent find of my life, I think, right here. Look at this. It's such a awesome piece of junk. I love it.
I love it to death.
I don't know if it was like a Burger King toy or something, but I am like 100% down. I'm so proud to have this for 50 cents. Like that's just the best all-time find of the day ever.
Absolutely great. 100% best thing. That was all the toys and extra strangeness we were able to find this week.
And this was the all-time best ever thing of the day. So now it's time for Bargain Bin Comics! Never stops being corny, does it?
So I found all the comics this week.
Yeah.
And right off the bat we have the sensational She-Hulk. I almost said Sea-Hulk.
The sensational She Sells Seashells by the Seashore. A little bit of a tongue twister there for you. I got a kick out of this one too. This is issue 1, and this was like the reissue, and it says, if you don't buy my book this time, I'm gonna come to your house and rip up all your X-Men. So it's a little sassy shout to the first She-Hulk series that didn't sell. So, you know, I thought it was a funny cover.
That's an awesome cover. We have a 50th anniversary Silver Surfer that is very nice and shiny.
In silver.
In silver.
It makes sense. And plus it had Thanos on it, and that was just really cool. It's a really cool looking cover.
We have a #1 Spider-Man 2099.
Which is also shiny.
And also a cool cover.
These were in the 90s when they did all the shiny variants that were supposed to trick you, and then everybody thought they were going to be worth money too. This is a haul that's very... Everybody knew they were going to be worth money. It's the haul of the things that everybody argues is going to be worth money, and then everything plummeted.
We have a Spider-Man saga. This is the first of 4 collector's item issues, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
We have a giant-sized 200th issue of Spider-Man, and
Very.
that's a really cool cover. I like that one a
Yeah,
lot.
very cool cover. I don't think it's worth anything. Like I said, we find everything in like bargain bins, right? So they're not really worth anything. Basically, anything that's valued $10 or under is basically you can find it in a bargain bin, because those comic guides, they don't really matter anymore under the $10 mark. It's just anything under $10 is just you could find it as anything. It's just whatever some price tag somebody wants to put on it. But that was super shiny. It's got Green Goblin on it.
Really like that one. I found another Ghosts one. Is True Tales of the Weird and Supernatural. I like that cover too. It's like a kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Ghost?
No.
Well, obviously we can't just film you not knowing the word for 2 hours, so we'll just have to move on.
Bob Marley is what I was going for. It
Bob
gives me a
Marley.
Bob Marley kind of
Bob Marley.
feeling.
It was Jacob Marley, by the way, not
for
Bob
God's
Marley. Just for all you guys out there who are familiar with both, the Jamaican styles of music and, Christmas holiday heartwarming movies.
God, I give up.
I really want to watch the version of The Christmas Story with Bob Marley in it. I'm just gonna say that right now. I would watch the hell out of A Christmas Story featuring Bob Marley.
Hey, you know what? These ones are for you, but you're not getting them now.
Oh, okay. I hope you get haunted by Bob Marley.
We have The House of Mystery, number 262. Kind of a creepy, scary cover there, too.
Yeah.
I'm just moving on.
Yeah, no Bob Marley's on that one.
And we have the anniversary issue number 50 of Swamp Thing that I found for Jason.
I was super happy you picked that up. That's a really cool one. I love it. It's got Deadman and everything on the cover. So that's very, very cool. I like that. I mean, it doesn't have Bob Marley, so it could be better, because I want the Christmas ghost of Bob Marley. But, man, I am going to have fun tormenting you with that all night.
I quit YouTube. I quit.
Yeah. Oh, it's just one of those. The funny thing is you're trying to figure out what it was that you wanted to say. And then when you finally remembered it, it was Bob Marley.
You guys, let us know in the comment section below what you thought of this haul. Anybody that mentions Bob Marley gets insta-banned from my life.
That's awesome. It's from the counting house of Hendrix and Marley.
If you're enjoying what we do with these videos, you guys, let us know by liking, sharing, subscribing if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below.
About Bob Marley.
You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat at Tracey's Basement. Jason from TB on Twitter. And of course, as always, guys, keep coming back for more Tracey's Basement. Bye!